Okay. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Faith. Good to see you. I can see a number of people watching and enjoying. My name is Uncle Mark. I use Uncle Mark to save time, but my name is Agaba Mark. And I'm excited to be with you this evening. I have a number of things I've been cooking throughout the day, and I can't wait to share with you what we have tonight.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Like
Welcome.
I have premeditated this moment the whole day, and I was like, the first thing that I'll do when you show up is like I'll be
Yeah.
like, Uncle Bob! Like the Arsenal thing, the football thing, like you celebrate. Sorry. Like the way
I'm
you
honored.
celebrate.
Yes.
Yeah, we have waited for this moment like for forever. I know I'm not the only one. People are just pretending to be corporate. We're having that conversation prior
Yeah.
that if they should be corporate or they should be serious. So thank you very much for honoring our invitation. We are super glad to have you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes,
Uh,
so I want to hear from you. Would you like to do a presentation or you would like a Q&A session?
I think I, I'd cooked a number of things, but I prefer we go the Q&A direction.
And
I'll
then
probably just give a preamble. I love seeing young people love on God, number one. I love seeing young people make money, but I also love seeing young people enjoy money young. That's very important to me. And I'll also just drop a caution to those that are on the call. If you're on such a call and we're going to spare this time, you can, number one, put your phone in do not disturb mode so that you don't lose off network. In case you are expecting calls from different people, just put it in do not disturb so that you can constantly follow through. And let's enjoy the session.
amazing, beautiful. I like that you I like that you give a very strong preamble. Love
Yeah,
on God, make money, and enjoy
enjoy
money.
money.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. All right. Beautiful. We'll just do a brief quick Q&A and I would allow you to go deep into what you have cooked. These are just
Yeah.
like guiding questions, not everything. So would
Yeah.
really love to hear what you have cooked and I'm looking forward to it. But of course I'll start with the first obvious question. I think you've had this question a number of times. Is
Yeah.
that we now see you in the space of quote unquote glory that you're experiencing right now from working on yourself, building a brand, and getting to enjoy the benefits or the fruit of it. But really, how did you begin? How did it start? Did you wake up and think that you are going to be on radio, you're going to do emceeing and all that? Did you do anything that is related to that in terms of a course in school? How did all this begin?
Okay. Allow me start this way. So many people look at me as a content creator, but very few people really will take the point of me one time in my life being a dancer. Quite intriguing, right? Yes, I lived as a dancer, celebrated life as I tried rapping some years ago. Then I used to serve in a big project called the Breakdance Project Uganda years ago, and I joined University Makerere University as a dancer. I was doing a course called Development Economics, and through that, I was a guy who was really fond of taking opportunities, taking up all kinds of opportunities. I didn't have space of saying, I don't do this, I don't do this. So on this fateful day, I jump into what we call, there was a program called Prime Time. Prime Time was a positive change initiative that used to happen in Makerere University at the swimming pool every Saturday. So I went, attended Prime Time, and guess what? I remember that fateful Saturday, I was attending Prime Time because I was waiting for some friends who had to take me to club. So we had to go party. Yes. So, and not that I'm from a party background. No, I used to try to fit in any kind of spaces that had courts in courts, the ones we call the rich people's kids. So, and by then there were a number of clubs, really, to mention but a few, where I used to go just to dance. So I jump onto Prime Time, and as I'm waiting for my colleagues, a random MC says, "Hey, anybody here, if you can dance, come and win a ticket to a particular show." I was like, "Yeah, I think that was Kopi Bly's show, or I think one of those gospel artists." I said, "Okay." I said, "I think dancing is never my problem." So I went on stage, danced, and after dancing, I won a ticket because there were about 50 kids, and I came first runners up. There's a guy who won, then I was the second, then there was the third one. We all won tickets, went, had fun on the show. I said next Saturday I'm coming back because I wanted to come back to win the guy who had taken the title. And lo and behold, I come back next Saturday. And coming back, I realized that the event was dragging. So the event used to start at 8 p.m. sharp, and 8:30 the event is not starting. So I go backstage and I randomly ask one of my colleagues, "Are we going to dance today? The event is not starting." The guy tells me, "No, the MC is not yet here." But the guy said, "You're going to go on stage, dance. As you dance, you'll stay with me on stage to help me MC." I was like, "Okay, I've never done this, so but let's go all out." I went on stage, danced. After the guy handed over mic to me and told me, "You know what? Do something to the crowd. Ask the people whether they loved your dances." I did so, and that's how I found myself getting positive feedback from the people. I said, "Okay, instead of wasting all my time in club, really, let me try spending some time at prime time. Then after prime time, we go out." I kept on coming every Saturday. I kept on coming. I kept on coming. Lo and behold, one day I jump on stage and I'm alone and I do the whole show alone for 3 hours. And that launched me into my emceeing career. Not forgetting that I did that not because I had a talent. I did that because I'm a guy who is fond of just believing in myself. I mean, I may not be the best English speaker, the funniest, but man, I just kept on believing in myself, and I got to big stages. I remember the first time I stepped onto Pablo Live to do comedy. I was a beautiful night. And from the emceeing at prime time, I now started doing comedy at stages like Fun Factory, Comedy Files, um, to mention but a few. But the most interesting story was the first time I stepped on stage. I used to do comedy for university students, and well, that was very funny by then. When I stepped out of campus, not that I was done with campus, I was in my third year, so someone offered me an opportunity. Told me, "Ma, come to Comedy Files and throw a few jokes." I said, I'm here." I went to Comedy Files the first time. Guys did laugh. I kept on I kept on wondering, is there anything that's I said, "What's the problem?" I went back next Wednesday. I cracked jokes that I had tested at prime time and I knew they were funny, and guys didn't laugh. And I There was even a time I tested the microphone on stage. I thought the mic was off. I thought people were not hearing me or something. So that was the first time I started. I doubted life after death because I had died on stage a number of times. Uh, then, when I got off stage about 3 times while dying, meanwhile, I thought to myself, I was like, I even came to study. Why am I in these funny, funny comedy things? Let me go to Makerere, finish my degree. They sent me to study. I study. I go look for a job. And now, when I went back to Makerere, I Amos, you're laughing. It will happen. You'll be there. So I went back to Makerere. So I met a gentleman called Pablo. Pablo was scheduled to perform that Saturday. So they told Pablo, there's a guy who MCs normally, he's a good MC. He's called Mark. By then I hadn't really uh by then I hadn't really come up with the name Uncle Mark. So they call me. They say, Mark, they called me on Friday. They say, Mark, you're the one MCing tomorrow, so please prepare. We're gonna have Pablo. I told them, I'm not an MC. I'm even not a comedian. You leave me. Leave me. I came to study. Then the gentleman who used to really bring forth all those opportunities was called Uncle Bob. So Uncle Bob gave me a call on a personal level. I used to stay in a hall called Livingston. So Uncle Bob came to Livingston. I even told him, by the way, Uncle Bob, I am going for class. I have an evening class. I am going for class, and I may not be able to go in your things of making people laugh. Uncle Bob asked me, Mark, what exactly happened? I narrated the story to Uncle Bob. I told Uncle Bob, I went to a stage called Comedy Files. I cracked my jokes, the ones I created myself, and those people didn't laugh. How mean is this world? Uncle Bob told me one thing, told me, you need to talk to a certain gentleman. I said, who? He told me, I'm going to send you to a gentleman called Pablo and you have a conversation with him. I went to Pablo. I had a conversation with Pablo. Let me tell you, I thought I had died on stage. Pablo narrated a story where he died. Moreover, he died when he was not in his country. He died from United States. Now, just imagine someone buys for you a ticket, someone pays you about 10,000 US dollars to go to US to crack jokes, and you reach US and you die. Ah, I said, you know what? I think if Pablo died then and he's the way he is now, then indeed Christ rose after the 3 days. I was like, Jesus rose. Yeah. Because tell me who goes to the US on a paid visa and you die. So guess what? That's how I got my boots on back, went to prime time. Oh my God, the rest is history. I left prime time. I went to a stage called NBS The Comic, which was 2018 into 2019. About 2,000 people enrolled for the stand-up comedy competition. I went into the 2,000. I was part of the 1,000, part of the 500, part of the 100, part of the 50, part of the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, and part of the 3, and part of the 2. So in 2018, 19, I gained a little bit of fame, the young people, and, especially the university students by then. And my career, now, 2019, I thought I was big. By then I'd enrolled for a second course at UCU. I thought I was big. I would even attend. I would even cancel some lectures because after that comedy competition, I now stood as guild president. I won the guild presidency of UCU. That's Kampala campus. And oh my God, I used to not to discuss with students. I would discuss with directors. Ah, you're joking. The dean says, Mark, will you help us and see how the activity will. Let me tell you, I was on the planning board of the university because they knew this young comedian really will attract some masses, will help us mobilize people, all that. Guys, COVID hit. I started getting gigs, and let me tell you, I would by 2019, 2020, 2021, I was charging about 1 million, sometimes 1.5 to MC an event. I was like, man, if you don't have 1 million, I would just recommend someone good who can do for you your wedding. I may not really have time to accommodate little money. That was the 2021, 2020. When COVID hit, you guys have heard the word humble. Hmm? Someone to be humble. Hmm? When COVID hit, COVID humbled me. COVID humbled me to a point that I would respect everything. I would even I would respect from a borderman to, because COVID hit when I had some balances. Some clients had made some deposits. So I had some money. I thought this COVID thing was going to take like 4 months, 5 months, and it will end. My guy, first month, I said it's okay. Clients started calling me saying, "Hey, Uncle Mark, because of the COVID situation, we are going to cancel the event." I said, "You cancel, it's okay. I mean, I have my name." 2 months, 3 months, no wedding is coming in, no comedy show is coming in, no form of campaigns is coming in. University has paused. Where the university would give you some upkeep, they are not giving you upkeep because they know you're home. Kumbe, I'm in Rubaga renting. 6 months later, in COVID, I was humble to a point that I started greeting my landlord, "Good morning, sir." My tenants, because I knew where this journey was going. I saw COVID. I said, I said there will be a problem. My landlord was demanding me rent worth, because I used to pay 400,000. Now, 400,000, my landlord was demanding 4 months. When my landlord came to demand for money, I told him, "For you, where do you want me to get the money now?" On the 50th month, my landlord came and told me, "Mark, you know what? I have forgiven you of all debt. Just pack your things and go home." Thank you, Moses. 1.6 million. He said, "Just pack your things and go home." You know, when you're going, but you feel like you have a debt, you have nothing to pay to this guy. I got my mattress, I gave it to him. I said, "Landlord, I feel guilty. I can't just go like that. At least you take my mattress." I think I even left a fridge, like a very portable little fridge, because I saw myself, God looking at me with the eye of, you mean you want to go like that? You've slept in the man's house for 5 months. You just want to go like that? I went back home. God had blessed us a certain way that we had put some little house for my mother around Ndeje. For some of you who know Ndeje, Ndeje is in Tebe Road, just after Namasuba. There's a place called Zana off Ndeje, that side inside. I went back on home ground. When you've been the provider at home and they see you coming back. You remember those movies of Chuck Norris? Eh? The Return of Schwarzenegger. Man, Ngadea Ninja is back home. Now, it was a hard time. They stopped public transport. The provider, man, I know the provider is back home. They stopped everything. No public transport, nothing. Lo and behold, God remembers me. The president comes after I suffered at home. Everyone is looking at you. You start even planning for Someone who used to have breakfast, lunch, supper. Someone asks you, what are you going to have for breakfast? You tell them, why don't you sleep for longer? Wake up at midday. Why are you waking up early? What are you going to do? Wake up at 1. Let's have lunch. Hey, as for you, why do you want supper? You even started getting excuses. Why are you eating supper? Supper is deadly because supper sits in your stomach for a long time. We started getting all kinds of excuses, saying supper causes diabetes because the food is not exercised. What? We survived on the 1 meal policy. It was called the 1 meal policy. Now, uh, in the middle of COVID, the president came and said, in these 41 days, were they 41, guys? Were they 41 days? Or 21 days? 21, I think. Yeah. Now, he said, Moses, you suffered, you're like me. 21 days. Even Kirea remembers. Now, in the 21 days, there was a time they leased a little bit, and they said, if you're doing a wedding, the president said, why are you doing a wedding of 500 people? You do a wedding of 20 people, over 14 people. But also these little ones that walk in front of the bagore, these flower girls, what are they doing? Let them stay home. Now, the person who used to charge 1.5, the first client called me. Scientific, you very agree. Hexagon, agree. So the person who used to charge 1.5 million to MC a wedding, guys, the client called me. I was at home in Deji resting. Client said, Uncle Mark, we have we revised our program. We need a chap wedding. It was a Friday, and the wedding was, I know it was about Wednesday, and the wedding was on Saturday. Said this Saturday, we at Silver Springs, that's Bugolobi. We need to do something real chap. We're a small team of people, 20. And we need you for the scientific wedding. I said, I'm available, bruh. Now, I saw the money coming. I started now remembering that when this money comes, it's more, but also God wants his tithe. I said, but we're not going to give tithe because the churches are locked. I said, it's okay. Now, the client asked me, how much do you charge? The person who used to charge 1.5, I asked the client, how much do you have? The client told me I have 300K. I told him, where is the wedding? Just tell me the venue, I will come. Guys, I was the most humble man in COVID. Actually, me, I thank COVID because if it wasn't for COVID, let me tell you, if it wasn't for COVID, I think, I would, on the other side of the story, I think I would be a proud man. Yeah, if it wasn't for COVID, because COVID was at the start of my career, so it taught me what I have to learn at a particular time. It showed me a certain side of the world that I didn't know. I didn't know that I would suffer. Of course, I come from a humble okay, we misuse the word humble background. I come from a broke background. Let me be. Some of you are on this call, but you have misused the word humble. Humble is when your family is fair. You have dinner, you have lunch, you have breakfast, but you're not well off, but you have all those meals. Broke family, you for supper you feed on food for thought. So you should differentiate. You're either from a humble background or you're from a poor background. Eh. So let's not confuse these two words. Aha. Now, what happened? I decided to Skurimba. Humble is when you have hope for tomorrow. Poor is when tomorrow is a surprise. Everything that comes is a surprise. Omugenyi wajayo, if a guest comes at home and brings bread, that was my background. The client gives me 300,000 to go MC a wedding in Silver Springs, Bugolobi. Now, public transport was still off, but the president had advised us that those people who have a two-wheel kind of transport, a border delivery guys would be allowed. So what I did, I got 80,000 in Munana, and I bought a bike the day before the wedding. I bought a Kagari. Manigachfu, our neighbor was selling a bike. Now, when I bought a bike, I'd never rode a bike. Nkabona means I suffered. Some of you who may not. I drove. Now, for some of you who don't know Ndeje, let me just paint a picture. So from Ndeje, where I was, to Namasuba, it's about 4 kilometers. From Namasuba to Chibuye, it's about another 5 kilometers. From Chibuye to Bugolobi, where I was going, it was about 20 kilometers. Guys, I rode the bike from home. Remember, I have to come home to Namasuba Chibuye to Clock Tower to Mukwano, then Bugolobi. I drove I got the bike. I even said bye to people at home. I got my suit bag. I put it here. I started riding from home to the stage. Not even Namasuba, before I even reached Namasuba, just to the stage, Ndeje stage. I started pushing the bike because I felt like I was now the problem towards the bike. Kagari Kantulam, I started pushing the bike to Namasuba. When I reached Namasuba, I started, when you suffer a lot and you start getting questions in your mind of, is it worth it? You feel, yeah, you hear the devil saying, is it worth it? Do you really want to go? Can't you refund the 300? If you sleep 2 days without eating, will you die? I got all those kinds of questions. And guess what? Lo and behold, I pushed the bike till Namasuba. When I reached Namasuba, I sold the bike at 50K. I told the random guy.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry for cutting you short.
I told the
But we are
random
all
guy.
dying of laughter out here. We are like, Jesus.
Let me tell
It's
you.
not even real. Like, you have brought
This
a whole
world.
conversation.
This world.
You saw the bike.
I sold the bike at 50K.
Sorry, allow me to intercept you and ask you.
Yeah.
As you have brought really very important points. Man, I still have the laughter in my head. Forgive me. What's what really is the importance of dying? Okay, because you have talked about it, like dying on stage. You died thrice,
Yes.
and then Pablo died in the USA. What
Yes.
really is the importance of dying? And now, did it mean that you had low confidence on yourself
Uh-huh.
because you had to die, and then you started questioning, or is it just a part of the process?
Thank you. Now, the dying comes in 2 dimensions. I first narrated the first dying. Now I want to explain the second dying after COVID. So when when all this happened, the suffering, I ended up, of course, jumping on a truck, running to the wedding, coming back. I came back on a truck. Some maize guys, I think, who were taking maize over Ministry of Health maize somewhere. So they dropped me in Namasuba. I walked till home. Now, after COVID, I actually slightly before the lifting of the lockdown, I sat down with myself and I told myself it would be sad if I ever tell my kids that I never learned anything from this era of COVID. It will be hard for me to convince the next generation that we learned and we changed nothing in COVID. It would be so sad if COVID is lifted, if the lockdown is lifted, and I'm still the same Mark who went in lockdown, and I came out of lockdown as a locked up person. So I looked at the talent I had, I looked at the skill I had. COVID, I was so bored to a point that I would not even think of a joke. I came out of COVID, I felt as if I was never funny anymore. Everything was new. People were very serious with life. No one wanted to attend a comedy show. Hey, because nothing was funny. And I'll tell you that after COVID, I sat with myself and I did two things. The first thing, I laid my I laid my 15-year plan in my career journey, where I am, where I want to be after 5 years, where I want to be after 10 years, and what I'm going to be doing after 15 years. Secondly, I made a roadmap for my branding and how after 5 years, it's so beautiful that I'm a believer. So the Bible tells us that if you have a vision, just write it on a paper, write it down. That's why the Bible does not say if you have a vision, cram it, think about it. No, 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 no. So there's a power in the writing of the vision of the dream that you want to be, number one. But also there is also energy of casting what you've written. Now I put down two things: my 15-year plan and also my branding. How do you want to be known as Uncle Mark? I was just merely a comedian during in COVID, even slightly before COVID. When COVID was lifted, there was a very big transition in my life from just mere comedy into now the hosting career, into emceeing, into media. And so why I did that deliberately is there are a number of assets that don't give us money. And this I'll say it point blank. There are a number of assets that may not give you money. That's why people, you might have a building that does not give you money. It does not, probably it's a commercial building, but does not give you the money that you expect to have. But if someone got that building and made the building to be an Airbnb building system, it will generate more money. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not really saying go and put Airbnbs or what. I know nothing about that business. But I'm saying how you modify the asset or the gift that you have is very important. I've had so many. I have a friend of mine called George the Poet who visited us at the Next Media Park a few months ago. He's a poet, but he has decided to commercialize his art, his craft, by saying, I'm not just going to be a poet. I'm going to make sure that as doing this poetry, batting I'm a poetry, batting is a monkoko. As I'm doing this poetry, I must make sure that I commercialize it to fit a certain audience. Do a little adverts in that poetry system. Release a few commercials in that poetry system so that companies and brands are able to relate with you, not on stage only, but in the diverse manner. And so the problem I noticed, I forecasted our great fathers in this world of stand-up comedy. It's so unfortunate that most of them have died broke. And some that we celebrate today are still, sadly, are still going to live broke. Because after you leave stage, what else do I have with you? After you leave university with a degree, what do I have with you? And I'll tell you that a number of companies, a number of brands are no longer hiring because you have the paper. The first time I got a job at, no, when I got, I, I have a degree in economics. I'm a very brilliant. I do stupid things, but I'm brilliant. I do funny things, that look stupid and funny, but I have my papers. And I will tell you that I moved companies looking for job, looking for work. No company gave me a job. And by the way, one of these days I want to call out those companies. I tell them, you people, you refuse to give me your jobs. Now I'm actually every company that refused to give me a job. I remember the first time I was called to MC an end of year part of a certain ministry I won't mention. I remember that it was one of the ministry that refused to give me a job in over 2020. I charged them 4 million to MC their end of year party. I told them, and I need money before I step on stage. And I don't need that thing of you pick your money. Put money on the account at all. What are you saying? You have to pay for your sins. So, what am I trying to say? I am only trying to say, as you have acquired the paper, we honestly thank God that you have the paper. The company does not need your paper. The company needs you. On this fateful day, I'm emceeing a wedding. My 2023, when the year was entering, when we were launching into the new year. Now some of you are going to laugh at me. When we were launching into the new year, I wrote down a few resolutions. I used to write so many New Year resolutions. I hear my New Year resolution this year is to leave sugar, is to stop eating oily things, is to go to gym. Some of you have written all those New Year resolutions, but every time you say, I am going to start going to gym, January 5th, I'm going to gym, that's when your pastor declares a fast. And when you declare a fast, you don't want to overuse your energy. A fast 40 days going up to February 10th. After February 10th, that's when you have a family gathering, the meat. In March, you join your family because they are either Catholics or Anglicans to start another fast. And now you're there fasting. Your boss is a Muslim. They also start. You can't eat at work. You're already mid-year. You have not hit your New Year resolution. My New Year resolution of 2023, I deliberately told God, this is what I want. I am well spoken. Okay, I'm not well spoken. I don't have that good English or what, but I have a little bit of ability in me when it comes to speaking. I have I can talk to people. I told God, man, just give me a job in that line. Just give me something to do. I was emceeing a wedding. A random man walked before me and told me, you know what? I want to give you a job. He asked me, what do you do? I told him, what do I do? You found me emceeing a wedding, sir. This is all I do. He told me, I want to give you a job. I asked him, when do you want me to start? He told me, come to my office on Monday. Where is your office, Naguru? I asked him, who are you? He told me, my name is King Karisa. I'm the CEO of NBS. I said, nice to meet you, sir. And that's how I joined Next Media. But God is also interesting. I joined Next Media and they didn't have where to put me because I didn't have a particular job. I couldn't do sales because I had no experience of sales. I couldn't do camera work because I didn't know how to operate a camera. I couldn't. So my CEO looked around and said, okay, what should we do for this man? This man is talented. We need him. My CEO told the HR, create another job, form a job, create a post. And they created a post called head of protocol. What do? I had no idea. I was there in the company, yeah, head of protocol. And if you would bump with me to me and ask me, what do you do out there? It's like, I do protocol. What is protocol? I didn't know. The JD was built. Protocol now is a fully fledged office in the office of the group CEO. So if there is anything I will leave for you tonight, is one thing. So many people have a tendency it's sad that, I'll give you an example. Someone posted a video on social media and said, some of you reach our homes and say, and we ask you, do you want anything? Do you want juice? Do you want water? We want tea? And you're like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Because you feel like you don't want to inconvenience this person who is asking you. We are not asking you because we want to be inconvenienced. Oh, we're not asking you because we think that you're going to inconvenience us. No, we're asking you because there's an opportunity and we're looking for someone to grab that opportunity. Every time I reach someone's home and they ask me and they tell me we have food, we have juice, we have I tell them I will first do juice. I am very clean with my words. I tell them I'll first do juice, meaning that after juice, bros, bring the food. You understand? If I'm hungry, there's no way I visit your home and I say we have juice, we have tea, anything else. I'm like, no. I know I have a wife at home, but I will eat. Eh, I will eat because I also want to release the burden. I don't want food to get spoiled in your home. And yet the opportunity has been granted. So when an opportunity comes, don't let's stop the habit of mediocrity. Let's stop the habit of feeling sorry with ourselves. Let's stop the habit of no. And it's also sad that we are in an era that thinks things work out of connection. Boy, we didn't have any connection. Me, the only connection I had was with my Airtel line. That was the only connection. I was connected with an Airtel line. I used to make calls. That was the only connection I had in life. We come from a district where, I mean, you know, those districts where you come from so far to a point that even probably when the bus driver is driving, they keep also standing up to stretch a little bit. So far, eh, eh? So
Uncle,
if and my first point is that please stop feeling sorry for you. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. If there is any opportunity, grab it. Secondly, the habit of I started marketing. I want to do something in marketing. First, first do everything. First do everything. I studied economics. I added on a social work degree. I thought companies did so much papers or
so
what.
much.
I'm doing protocol.
I'm doing protocol.
And the protocol I'm doing, I make decisions from the CEO level. I am seated in
I
a
am
work circle, which I'm a general
support, which I'm
secretary, and I look at all these guys who did all these big degrees, some have masters, and I'm only telling them this year we are taking this direction as a circle. Someone who's telling you has no accounting degree. So
so
do everything, don't feel sorry for yourself. But the most important thing is be in the right place at the right time with the right people. There is nothing under the sun that is going to explain you more than people. Well, people put you up, people put you down. But uh, this is my final example. Recently, I did a wedding of a certain couple that I didn't know, just clients. And someone told me after the wedding, someone told me there was a group of people fighting you, part of the committee, that you shouldn't do the wedding. And honestly, the general audience in the committee wanted you because of the kind of work that you do. Why I brought that example is you may not be able to defend yourself everywhere you go. That one opportunity you get, let it be a class, let it be a discussion, let it be a presentation, do it at your best, and you leave the 300 people that have been on that event watching defend you. We are in such a big world. that not that you won't be you won't you can't be an ambassador of yourself. You can't keep blowing your trumpet into someone's ears, otherwise you will get tired. But what you have to do, be in the right space with the right people at the right time, make merry of your best service, and let everyone around you be your ambassador without asking them to be your ambassador, and the rest will be history.
It is just how you blend humor with wisdom. And then someone was just laughing and that bypassed them. I am sorry. But this conversation is still available on YouTube. And I
Yeah.
would like to request the audience. I know we have started off by laughing. We laughed off like for 30 minutes straight. It was a beautiful beginning. I mean, it also lightens up the room and makes people ready to receive just a little bit easy on the conversations because most of the people usually start straight to the point. So if
Yeah.
you're kind enough, I'd request that we extend a few more minutes. We're supposed to end by 9:30, 9:45. But I'd request that we go a little bit further, longer for tonight, because I mean, there are a few more things that you haven't even touched on. For example, the aspect of you talking about giving your best and the whole point of creativity from someone, just a point of note, it takes a lot of intelligence for you to be funny. By the way, people don't get jokes just like that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate the fact papers. No, it's true.
Yeah.
You try to sit down some people and they're like, what? That one passed you. How? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about building creativity, getting
Yeah.
into uniqueness, now the structures that come around monetizing. You had started mentioning it a bit, and then you
Yeah.
went into more intricate issues. And I
Yeah.
also know that you are a man of ethics. I have heard you talk about how to build a business
Yeah.
with principle, including
Yeah.
the nitty-gritties we are now suffering, especially in the Christian circles where you find someone is having a business, but how they treat their employees is
Yeah.
really questioning of their faith. So those are some of the few areas that I would like you to talk about. So I'll kindly request the audience to be a little bit more patient and then we can delve deeper into this.
Now, today, a friend called me and told me, I started a cake business. I want to do weddings. Please connect me. Connect me. I told him no. I told her, oh, so how long have you been with such kind of business? What's your experience like? She took me through the story, and I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna work together. I told her, but as we're working together, I want you to take the first step. She asked me, what's the first step? I told her the first step is you're going to leave your business and you go work for someone who has more experience than you before you start your business. Because it is better to cook for longer. Okay. Let me also paint this picture. Every time we are eating Christmas food, man, the food start cooking at 4 a.m., but we eat at 4 p.m. After eating at 4 p.m., yes, meat, rice, you're eating and someone is making greens. You're wondering, okay, as we started at cooking at 10 a.m., on what greens, yeah, but they where were you as we were making, hmm? As we were cutting the chicken? I take a tea. After eating, the problem is washing dishes. And now you're saving too, is the question. Now, and Christmas food is normally the best food that that caters for the whole family. Why did I give you the picture of Christmas food? It's because it's better for someone to cook for longer and you serve ready food than rushing into serving, but then you will deal with issues of the stomach campaigning and whatever later on. That will kill your reputation. Issues concerning personal branding, business, making money, career. How do you tell me you're from university and you want to start your own business? How? First of all, there are lighter things we will start with. What will you do on your end of year party? You, the business owner, you're the CEO, you're the worker, you're the MD, you're the chief finance officer, you're the auditor. End of year party, you in your house opening your own soda, saying, "Eh, happy 1 year." You're talking to the spirit. Number one, the greatest, take it from me, the greatest thing any man will ever do for themselves is to serve a man greater than them. That is, I mean, and this is not, I pray that people on this call don't take this as bragging. I have not made it in life. I have not made it to the level I want to be. But I have a certain presence that can make me leave NBS, start a business, and I'll be successful. That is not doubtable. I will be successful. But the question is, why am I still serving a man? For now, this is my 4th year. I'll paint a picture. The man I'm serving has been working for about 40 years. Yeah, right. Wealthier than me, probably 100 and something times. Family, he has a good family. Then he has impacted lives, probably close to 20 million lives under the sun. You can't, for a man who has done things for 40 years, impacted close to 20 million lives, you can't tell me that you want to serve that man for 1 year. You can't tell me that you want to serve that man for 2 years. You can't tell me that you want to serve that man for 3 years. Past, when any man hits 3 years of serving, that's a principle of the 10,000 hours. The principle of 10,000 hours gives you the qualification to speak in public. If you've not served anywhere, let me say, if you've not served in that ministry for more than 3 years, you're not qualified to speak. If you've not served for that company for 3 years, you're not qualified to speak. If you're not served your mother and father for more than 3 years, you're not qualified to speak or advise them about anything. I love how young people enter people's houses and they're the first people to see how the window was put wrongly. Singa, I wish he put this window on the corner. This house would have been the best. I wish the door came closer. I'm telling you, this house would have been the best. Now, I don't like the tiles. You see how he put that? Cut the pressure. Cut the pressure. And his iron sheets, he put his iron sheets like this. I wish he put them like this so that water flows. Do you know why he put them like this? For you first put your life like this. Your life is still like this. You are commenting. Number one, serve a man. Don't first look for money. Number two, I'll give you an example of people who, you're from campus. Meanwhile, not even from campus. Okay, even if you graduated 5 years ago, I can't work for 1,000,000 shillings. I got the offer, but the guys are offering 1.5. Do you know how much I paid for that degree? They're giving me 1.5. They are, boy. Okay, if you think 1 million is little money, you start your company and you pay someone 1 million. Just start your company and you employ one person who you have to pay 1 million every month. You'll know. You know why. Aha. You employ someone and pay them 1 million. Mm-hmm. I know I tell people, you know why letter W does not start with a D. Number one, serve someone. Number two, so I'm still highlighting on number two. You don't work for 1 million. I won't ask questions like, who are you? No. I know you might come from a rich background, and that's okay. We all don't care. The world has put us on what they call the front line. Whoever shoots better, you go through. You started from Taiba. I started from, okay, even if I say my school, you won't get it. I started from down there in Katwe, Zambia, Katwe, down there in the ghetto. You started from St. Mary's. I also started from St. Mary's, but mine was St. Mary's College, Kamwenje. You started from Chibuli. Someone started from Harvard. But as long as you're back here, what is going to qualify you and what is going to make you worth our time is not your books, is what you see as value. Number two, if probably you're writing, you write this: look beyond the money. And I'll tell you, money is, okay, as a man of faith and as a man of principle, money was never God's idea. There's nowhere in the Bible during the creation story and the whole God talking to Adam and Eve where money was a picture. No. Money is a form of appreciation and mode of transaction. You give me service, I pay you. And that's because the world has put value on the money. I'll give you an example that the Central Bank of Uganda can dictate to drop the inflation rate or to increase the inflation rate by throwing money to the economy. So it is so sad that the thing you are considering as, quotes in quotes, I need more money. Why I can't get a job of 1 million? I can't job. The central bank, someone who's giving you, let me say 2 million. Okay, you want 2 million. Someone who's giving 2 million. Central bank can decide to say, I'm going to drop that value by 0.5. So that means your worth, your whole self is determined by the Central Bank of Uganda. And who is the Central Bank of Uganda? It's a small committee of about 6 people, the governor and the rest of his colleagues who sit and decide. That means your life is in the hands of the governor. So if every man has the potential to think beyond the money, I entered Next Media and I was earning 700,000. Yeah. Right now, 4 years later, my salary can make me call my landlord to have a discussion with me in my house. I can call my landlord at any time. I say, I didn't like how you knocked on my door last time. Now, if you have a certain salary, you speak a certain way. You can go to your village and you tell your relatives never to pass through your land. That's if you have a certain salary. When you go to Christmas, you go to the village for Christmas, you see people gathering around you. They can smell your salary. You can ask your uncles questions. Uncle, how are you doing? Questions like, Uncle, how are you doing? How is your life? If you have and then on my first salary, I even couldn't have a conversation of I want to get married. Because the only thing I had as bride price was me. I would offer myself. So look beyond the money. Find purpose in what you do. And people think purpose is a very big. Every time we hear the word purpose, we are tired of the word purpose. Everyone is saying purpose, purpose. No, no, no. Just simple thing. Find bigger reasons more than money why you are in that place. And number 3 that I'll really close with today is, when you serve a man, when you look beyond money, then money will start coming, because money responds to, really, it's a spirit form, so it responds to humility, it responds to things like purpose, goals. So when you start looking beyond money, most of the things are going to be to align. And I honestly tell you, live beyond you. Live beyond yourself. Some of you wake up and the only thing you're thinking about is, what am I going to have for lunch? My rent, my hair, my car. Why do you need more money if you're thinking like that? You have never thought of even saying, I need to boost my mother's business, or there's a kid I want to pay for, or there is you are you, and you are you. Hey, yeah? Your mind keeps on telling you, you came alone and you will go alone. You remember those things where we used to be in dormitory, and a friend would ask you for sugar, and you're like, I came alone and I'll go alone. Biolimu, nembukulubo. Huh? You came alone and you will go alone. Indeed, you will go alone and you will also go broke alone. Eh. The most wealthy men under the sun are the biggest givers. Giving does not even dictate whether you are a Muslim or Christian. No, giving is a principle. Giving is a principle. The wealthiest cities are the biggest cities. Talk about it. Even sad that Christians, we have to we have to work more and be better and better ourselves. Muslims stand as the world global statisticians, stand as the biggest givers. Look at countries like Qatar, look at countries like Dubai, look at countries like, oh my God, they're the biggest givers. And one of the reasons why the multiplier effect is bigger than any nation is because they live beyond their selves. Yeah, they live beyond their selves. They are sometimes people may look at them in the other areas of, probably there's that Al-Shabaab concept or what. No, 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 no. Those are, every region, every religion, every area has bad people. So has deadly people, has wild cats. So that one, even in the Christian setting, we also have Al-Shabaab. We also have our Al-Shabaabs. So what I'm trying to say is, don't look at that one angle of the story. Just live beyond yourself. Chabaita selfless. Ate sigamba ate kugaba sente zo zemaleko. You'll also go broke. No. There's a simple model. My wife knows I save 60% of my earning because of my vision, but also I give close to 30%. Of course, in different things, my friends that are wedding, people who need school fees, then God takes the other 10% of the earning. Then, you know. So yeah, so those are the few things I will leave for you tonight. I earn by speaking, so if I'm to speak, I'll let you go by midnight. Yeah.
Like I said, it's just how you fusing humor with wisdom every other time. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be funny, but it's serious at the same time. I think that
I'm honored.
vindicates my philosophy. Like, it's serious, you know.
Thank you.
Someone is
Thank you.
saying midnight is okay. So we have other responsibilities to attend to. Some of us are married. In this case, we're
Yeah.
talking about Mr. Mark. Looking forward to one. This
Some of us are what?
some of us are married. Some of us are married. So midnight is not appropriate. Sorry, sir. Yeah, but we look forward to bringing you back again. But allow me deconstruct a myth, or rather, I allow you deconstruct the myth before you go. So this whole conversation was supposed to be around how to monetize your brand, right? But you have really talked about more intricate things beyond monetizing your brand. So this is the last question that I would like to bring on board, yeah? How important is it for you to perfect your skill? In as much as this particular skill, the way that you're fronting it is not to the end that you earn money. You are fronting your skill because it's the thing that you have been blessed or given. But how much important is it for you to work on that skill so that eventually in the long run you get money as a reward for the same?
Uh, okay. Yeah, there's a day in the Bible where God told God gave a responsibility to a certain man, and as he tried to play around, he told him, "I have 7,000 others, so don't think you're the only one." Every time I'm doing anything, let it be content, let it be emceeing, let it be anything. My mind is telling me there is a generation coming. And when that generation comes, because it's biblical, it's principle, biblical, that they're going to be greater than you. Because I am greater than my father was greater than my grandfather. I am greater than my father. You guys that are watching here, you're greater than your parents. And greater, your parents may be wealthier, yes, but I'm saying at your age, you know more than your parents. You have experienced a certain wavelength of life than your parents. So the thing of perfecting your skill, number one, it has a time frame and a timeline. There is someone who is going to come and he will do what you didn't do. I can mention 10,000 names here, but sometimes I don't want to overhit my brothers. That there are people that call me now and tell me, I had to do what you're doing, but I missed the step. And I'll tell you that the reason why they call it your generation, it's because that when it's no longer your generation, you will know. I know the next 10 years I will probably not be the best wedding MC, but I'll know that at least I did my part. So, as you understand that my days on earth are numbered, you don't have to perfect your skill. No, 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 no. You have to do your part. If I'm to say that I'm going to perfect my skill, this is what it actually means. It means I'm going to be the best English speaker, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm going to drop the ball, because perfect is a very hard word. It also it also draws a picture and reminds you that God also knows that we are not perfect. So no one wants to know the perfect Uncle Mark. People will always, those that love me will always love me because they know For some reason, Uncle Mark will speak his broken Luganda. Uncle Mark will be his Uncle Mark, and that is him. You don't have to be perfect for anybody. You just have to be, you just have to know what to do in your season and in your time. Because when your season is gone, everything will seem imperfect for you if your vision was to be perfect. Number one. But also, it's not your skill that gives you money. Have you guys been in a place where you look at a random guy who has been doing something for a long time? He's earning money, but you keep wondering, why does this company keep hiring this guy? He even doesn't know good English. It's not about the skill. Mm-mm. It's about still the you doing what you are supposed to do. The moment you are able to analyze and learn yourself, I'm called to do this, I've learned this, and I do this uh, seamlessly, then do it and do it again and keep doing it. Every time I'm doing an event, my biggest time is actually my heaviest moment is standing on stage. Someone will tell me, Uncle Mark, you've stood on these stages for about now 6 years. And I'll tell you, every time I'm going on that stage, I have a debt to pay. I have someone who has been watching me online. They need to laugh. They need to feel um, they need to feel impressed. They need to feel refreshed. You have left home with burdens, with problems, but you're actually going home to make sure that someone feels full and refreshed and replenished and happy. You are pouring into about 300 people on an event, and you have to empty yourself every weekend. So, I mean, that's the cost of the game that we have to pay. Who is pouring into you? Who's filling you up? Sometimes nobody. And I'll tell you, statistics show that the most humorous people that have died under the sun are comedians, entertainers that feel like they have. Last year we had a comedian who hanged himself, and the only statement he wrote was like, "I feel empty and no one is feeling me. I'm overfooling people. I'm overfilling people. I'm overpouring into people." So as you're doing so, you also must be submitted. You must be submitted to particular people that build you, that pour into you, so that you don't end up losing yourself before your time is done. Yeah. We have seen people like, uh, uh, probably when next time when we meet, we'll talk about the power of transitioning. People like the um, this great American writer who was once a comedian. Now he transitioned into inspiration speaking. After all, he transitioned into book writing. Now he's doing live shows. And after that, now he's entering family content. Steve Harvey, he understood the power of transition. Now, when your time is done, it doesn't mean that you're done with this world. It only means there is a certain time now for you to transition into something else. It takes a certain wisdom for you to learn that new transition and wave. So I only pray that we get to know. Some of you have served certain places, spaces, 10 years, 15 years, and there's a power. And normally the time frame, meanwhile, is 15. Yeah, for you to transition into the next shift of your life. So if you're mapping up that area, 15 years, start preparing for the next transition. Don't just drop your skill. I mean, go into something else that is in line with your skill, either training or mentoring or modeling, to mention but a few. So forget everything, but don't forget this. Your skill does not dictate your price quotation, but it's entirely what you're meant to do that dictates that, and how good you have built what you're supposed to do. Number two, I mentioned the point of don't look at perfecting your skill. No, because you'll never get it right. You'll never perfect it. Look at growing yourself and what you're supposed to do, and the rest will be history, boy.
It's how you're doing the bow at the end, you know, like the rest will be history.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, we got it. No, I like how you started like you're just one out of 7,000. Like if you fail to do your part, I have 7,000 more. It was just like
Come
a
on.
psh, you know.
And
Man,
I
those
always
are
tell people,
really heavy,
yeah,
heavy, heavy sound.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people that is not, God is not, I'm looking for the right word. God is not a simple man to create only you. He has a lot of clay to create, to create, to create so many anchor marks. So grab your time,
Mm-hmm.
use it well, and don't drop the ball.
Thank you very much. I also appreciate that wisdom on transitioning. I once had a conversation with a mentor and I was telling them, sometimes you feel like, I think this is something that people have inside, but they really don't know that sometimes you always feel like if I miss this particular season, I might wake up 5, 10 years later, but you just don't know how to put it across, how to say it, how to build a framework and a structure around it. And I thank God that you talked about really knowing how to serve and when to serve, and
Yeah,
also submitting yourself into the process of growth so that you don't miss your time. I love
yeah,
that wisdom of transitioning. I believe my leader has had that, and that is something that we're going to consider in the next conversation. Because really, to just know that you have a time frame of 10, 15 years to do the best that you can right
yeah,
now, and when
yeah,
that is up, you are allowed and required, actually, not just allowed, but required to transition is just another level because I believe one of, especially with the newer generations, what we are having currently is that people see that our parents overdid this thing of being employed from when they were 20 to now their retirement ages. And they always feel like there is a gap somewhere, but we just don't
yeah.
have the language for it. Thank you
Mm.
for giving it words and meaning. So,
Thank you,
like we
guys.
said, unfortunately, we are married. We are
Yeah,
married. And I know Mrs. Mark is likely to come and say, how are you? We have not eaten. Thank God World Cup is over, you know? I had
yes,
a question there. I had a question there, but because of time, I'll hold that one.
yeah,
I'll hold that one because I've seen someone has asked a question on the chat box so that we can answer that one and call it a day for today. And the question
mm,
is, while dying, what are those indicators that tell it's time to rise? Because commonly one might find himself dying year after year after year again. Like, what are some of those things that can tell you, okay, you have perfected, okay, not, we have said perfect is a serious word, but you have grown in this particular area. So now let's do this with what we have and transition on to the next.
yeah. Number one, we do whatever we do we live for the people. Okay, for some of you that are aware, uh, my emceeing, some of you live for your children, others live for your families, you live for your communities. Now, anything, one of the first indicators to know that you actually dying, it is I'm finding a kind word because I don't want to break someone. The first indicator to see that you're dying, Lazarus in the Bible. You guys who read the Bible, Lazarus didn't expect to come back to life. If even the days of, he knew that he had a friend called Jesus, but he knew that he had a friend called Jesus, but Bambi, he didn't expect. He does knew that kaweddemu bro. And of course, when he was dying, I think he looked at all these guys that were demanding him money. What? He looked at his landlord, probably, he saw all these things and he said, guys, peace out, man. Now, on coming back, I'm sure that the family was happy that Lazarus is back. But I don't know whether Lazarus himself was happy because mabanja, you found the people you had taken their loans, what. So, what I'm trying to say is the first indicator to actually to actually show that you're dying is when your impact towards people is, I don't want to call it dropping, but it's no longer that sensitive. Yeah, number one. Number two, I'll also put, because I've been part of those examples, the level of familiarity, well, towards the people, but also towards your work. For example, you've been serving this office for a long time, and you actually feel like every time you enter, you're not teachable. No one can advise you. You are the head of yourself. Then, my sister, my brother, you have actually already died. You need a boost or a transition. So those are some of the those are some of the most important points I can put concerning that. But also, the end of everything is not death. Yeah, the end of everything is not death. The end of everything is thinking that you have died. Yeah, death has no power over you. Yes, because you still have the power to decide. No, Gamba, you know what? I'm actually transitioning. I've been here for about 10 years. I've been working in this company as a secretary about 10 years. I want to transition to upgrade and now go into administrative work. And you can actually, like how the Bible says that he has given you power, the power of life and death lies on your tongue. So you can actually decide to say, I'm going actually to stay alive. Let me actually take the diversion and grow my career this direction. Yeah, so uh, stay teachable, stay not above yourself. I mean, not stay teachable, but also stay submitted to particular realms of people. If the president of this country is also submitted to someone else, Trump is also submitted to someone else, then who are you not to be advised? Yeah, so the only indicators of death are those two that I've mentioned. But the most important piece you can take out of this question is the power is not with death. The power is you to decide whether you want to die or not. Because I've set precedent for myself that, you know what, after 15 years, I'm not going to be doing this again. I'm going to transition to something, yes, related to this, but I would also love to pass on this to somebody else. I want to pass on these things to so many people so that I feel filled up, that if I walk into an event, I have seen people MC, and I see a number of people MC, I see a number of people doing comedy, and all these people, I helped, I supported, I poured in myself, and probably I'm 70, 50, 60 years, and I'm like, go boy, go for the goal. Yeah. Because it would be hard for somebody to uh, okay, for some of you, I don't know whether I have a Muchiga here, but in Ruchiga and Runyankore, we say otafa wena. That's why in African tradition, we believe that if someone dies and they have left a child, those people have not died. Yeah. So in whatever you do, if you have a new colleague at work and they are in the same in the same office with you, there's no reason why you should not teach them what you've been doing, because you don't know what God is preparing you. You may actually end up saying, this girl wants to take my job. Let's see who came here first. And then, no skuma pressure. You start. The thing is not who came first. The thing is you are supposed to mentor them, hand over office. Then you will be qualified to step above them. You will be qualified by the forces of not even nature, by the forces that run the professional world, to be put above that girl. That's how promotions come. Promotions don't come from the east or the west. Yeah, they come from within. You have known how to transition on power very well, and then prepare yourself for mentoring this young girl. As you're mentoring this young boy girl, then you'll be given the honor and the mantle to be a leader of that person that has been placed before you. So that's all I can talk about death and seasons for now.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's a masterclass in 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
guys. You
on
guys.
that particular aspect that you literally grow by raising others and understanding how to
Thank you, Miss.
transition yourself. And it's interesting that we all can agree, at least after this particular point, that for lack of a better word, allow me to use the term that the system cannot be cheated, or rather, you cannot skip the process. You have to take every step of it, whether you want it or not. That's the only way because easy
Yeah.
come, easy go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Uncle Mark. We are pleased to have you. I saw someone say that we need a live version of you, probably. The Let's Talk Next conversation. We will have
Yeah.
you on board if you allow us
Really.
to host you, because this is pretty much it's a blend of everything that is
Thank you, guys.
wisdom, humor, refreshing,
Yeah.
and you mentioned something interesting also that's in as much as we speak, people don't understand that we also require to be filled up. They assume that we have it all together.
I know,
I
right?
pray that by the grace of God, you get more people that fill you up as well.
Yeah. Mm, mm,
Yeah, we
mm,
need you
mm.
to continue pouring. Like you have a lot to go on. In as much as it is humorous, you have a lot to share. You have a lot
Thank
more
you.
people to impact. And thank you for being a pattern and a
Thank you
template
so
to the
much.
young generation.
Mm, mm, mm.
A kind of vision for Uncle Mark. Amazing. I can see amazing comments on the section. Thank you.
I
I'm
know.
so
I'm.
blessed.
I'm. I'm overwhelmed.
That's a good feedback. And please, on our behalf, say hi to your wife. We extend our greetings and allow her to say hi next time. Thank her for giving us you for those 2 hours. Oh, we can say hi on the picture, Wanji. Okay, oh, we thank God. Please tell her we also support her and all so that she can be encouraged in the Lord. Yeah, when we have the next conversation, we'll start from the aspect where you also got brand rejection deals. I know you talked about it openly on social media, but we'd like to hear it more from your personal perspective and also talk about now the other things when it comes to ethics, integrity, how they
Yeah.
make up a person. As I had a
Yeah.
conversation with one of my professors, and they were telling me it's truly the quality of a person, not what you bring to the table as much. People invest in the quality of a person that you are. So
Yeah.
thank you for emphasizing that. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed, Moses, it has been a very expensive session, and we
Mm.
are grateful to have brought it to you, courtesy of Mr. Mark and the Future Den community. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for also allowing us to extend a few minutes. Sorry, where I'm at lighter out. I know my video is off. We have had just a beautiful blackout. But thank
Uh,
you so much for being on board. We have the Let's Talk conversation on 2nd of August at Nobview Hotel. Please, when
Mm.
you make time to go there from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., you'll enjoy amazing conversations with Mr. Brian Kayongo and Dr.
Yeah.
Natalie
Yeah.
Lecturer. So ensure to invite someone, extend that to someone, and make your way there. Thank you, Adilo, for your question. Uh, we will have to share that question personally to Uncle Mark. Once he reverts back, we'll share the conversation via text on our
Yeah.
WhatsApp group in the interest of time. So if you have not joined the WhatsApp group, the link will be reshared again for you to have access to the same. And if you just joined the conversation, you missed the better part of it. We had a very beautiful opening session, a comedy one, but it was serious. Please, guys, don't miss wisdom because of the humor involved. He's giving us the fullness of his personality. That's how you know Uncle Mark is in the room. If you have not laughed, we are sorry for you. We're not trying to say that your intelligence is a bit low, but we're also trying to say that you should learn how to get wisdom from
Mm.
humor. So please revisit this session on our YouTube page, Future Den, and you're also encouraged to follow us on social media so that you don't miss such amazing and expensive sessions and conversations that position you to be a better individual. So until next time, that will be us. Oh, sorry, the name of the hotel is Nob View Hotel.
No
Yeah.
hotel.
The flyer will be shared again on the WhatsApp group, so we encourage you to join so that you don't miss any conversations. So until next time, Mr. Mark will give us the final parting shot as I can see a formal salute. All right,
Yeah.
I will
Uh,
send one back to you.
my final remarks for today is that in whatever we do, whatever we've said, every man needs to understand that there is a power above him. So as you draw your plan, as you write it on the paper, the fourth line says, submit it unto the Lord. So I want to wish you the best of this night. We are not giving up. We are not a generation that is going to give up. We shouldn't be a generation that is going to doubt ourselves. We should never be a generation that will ever doubt what we have. We are greater, stronger, bigger than anything that we know. If our parents can do what we found, then we can do greater and better. May the Lord keep you, preserve you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you till we meet again. I love you and God bless you.
Amen.
Amen.
We love you too. Thank you very much. I can see someone say we are gumite, we are solid. Okay,
Hey, yes,
guys.
sir.
And in the words of Uncle Mark, love God, make money, enjoy your money young, but most importantly, live beyond yourself. Until next time, that has been it from us, Future Den. My name is Faith. Thank you for allowing us to host this session. See you in the next session. Good night, everyone.